Hey guys, today I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how to make practice tracks for musicians on worship team. So we're doing a song this weekend called Nari Komotu by Maverick City Music. It's pretty, a really nice fusion. It's pretty like mainly Latin song, but there's different types of beats. There's a reggaeton beat and I think a songa beat. And especially if you didn't grow up playing Latin, it can be a little not daunting is the wrong word, but nuance to learn the parts. So I'm just gonna show how one way you can make practice tracks. So I'll just open up the multi-track file. So I have Nade 2. The two practice tracks I'm gonna make today, it's a little loud, sorry, is one for bass and one for piano. So the nice thing about multi-tracks is that they already have an Ableton session opened up for you. So here's what I get from multi-tracks. So we get when you download them. And so what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna play it and see what I hear. So it's good, I can hear everything. So because I'm making a bass practice track, I actually only want the bass. It might be helpful to have some of the drums. So let's leave the drums and perks in. And it's up to you guys who might want to click and guide. Let's leave it in for now and see how it sounds. Might bring the click down a little bit.
Pre-coro.
Nice. I'll bring the bass up. Make sure we don't clip.
Pausa. Coro. Toda la banda.
Yeah, I might bring the drums down a little bit.
Coro.
I'm gonna gain this up, the bass. So the gain is double click the stem. Here's the gain. We'll go as loud as I can before it
Interludio.
clips.
Bajar intensidad.
Okay, it's clipping there.
Interludio.
I don't want it to clip. Nice.
Puente.
Let me go back to chorus. Yeah, so I like having the drums in, especially for the bass practice track, just because, especially in Latin music, the bass and drum are doing a lot of syncopation and they're playing on the offbeats. So I'm gonna I like where this is sitting, and I'm not mixing this ear, so it's not a perfect mix, but I like this a lot. So what I'm gonna do is zoom out, Ableton, go to the end here somewhere, and I'm just gonna select all this. And really we only need to go to bass, but it should only export the tracks I have selected. Now we're gonna go to file. We're gonna hit export audio video. Render track, make sure it's on main. I usually export 4800, it's pretty standard. Make sure encode PCM's on. I'll do a WAV file, actually. The other options, I don't know why, but if you guys know that one guy on YouTube I think his name is Will Doggett. Yes, Ableton legend. He leaves me no dither. So here, make sure encode MP3 is on. We don't need a video, so I'm just gonna export this. Choose your location. I just made a new folder recently. That folder is called Worship Team Resources. And I'm gonna name this Nadia Komotu Bass Practice Track. What key are we in? This should be E flat major or C minor. I'm gonna do E flat. And probably get to know the BPM too, 123 BPM. Okay, so I'm gonna save it here. and that's encoding. The next one we have to make is one for a keys player. So when I'm making this, I'm always thinking like, what is the most helpful instrument to help that practice track instrument succeed? So for example, I'm making a piano practice track. What do I need in the mix that will help them play well? And that's nuanced, that changes per song. Usually always safe leaving drums in, but this time we want piano. Actually, I do like the bass. Sometimes you can leave a lot of people, what they do, they leave everything in the mix and then they'll just bring the whole band noise down. I don't know, I grew up playing bass in jazz band, and I think a bass drum track is really helpful. But it is good to have full mixes, so let's try that for piano. Let's just do a full band mix for piano. And we're just gonna start guessing. Let's just start playing somewhere. Let's play right, big C. Let's gain bass back down.
Pausa. Coro. Toda la banda. Interludio. Interludio. Verso 2. Suave. Pre-coro.
I really like that. So I'm not a piano player, so piano players, if you're out there and you don't like that practice track mix, please don't tell me. I'm just kidding. Yeah, just let me know why. I mean, really, there's not like a science to it. You just want the main instrument to be louder than everything else. So I'm gonna select everything this time. File, export, audio, same thing. Should be the same exact settings. Make sure MP3 is on. WAV file, 4800. Okay, 48,000. Export this. Now you come to bass practice track or piano practice track. Export this to Workstream resources. And save. So yeah, so the final step, we're just gonna open up a new Ableton session after this is done loading, and we're gonna drag in those stems. Open new live set, don't save. I'm just dragging those stems and just see if that's what it sounds right. So I'm gonna go to Worship Team Resources. Should have a piano practice, bass practice track. Why did that export twice? Oh, 2 waves, okay, there. Let us pull in can we pull in MP3 file? Yeah, we can, okay. Pulling the MP3 only because this is what I'm gonna upload to Planning Center. So that's what I wanna check. I mean, you should check the wave too, but we're just trying to save some time here. Here's the piano practice track. I don't really care about tempo or anything lining up. I just wanna hear how this sounds. So this one should be the bass. Let's just hear it.
2. Vamp. 2, 3, 4. Intro. Intro. Verso 2.
Just jumping around.
Interludio.
Spot check.
Puente.
Yep, okay, we feel good about the bass track. Let's see. Remember, we're just trying to make sure the main instrument for that practice track is heard above everything else.
2, 3, 4. Intro. Coro.
Awesome. Okay. And that's the last part. The next thing you do, you just send it. So you use Dropbox. You can text it to them. I'm actually going to go in the planning center and I'll just actually upload it to our resource page. So Sunday, there's our Sunday, June 7th. I'm just going to go straight to Nada Como 2. Let's add these files. I'm going to add files, link to song. We're going to documents. Bass practice track E flat, upload. Broad. We're going to go to MP3, upload. And what? We should be done. And I always spot check from the volunteer side. If they open this, what do they hear?
1, 2, vamp, 2, 3, 4.
I hear that chord there.
Outro.
Yeah, so probably the bass track, I probably could let more instruments in, but as a bass player, I just feel like if you have the drums and the click, you should be fine. In terms of like feel for the song.
1, 2, vamp, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Verso 2.
Yeah, and so that's how you make practice tracks. You can do that for every single instrument. And you saw here, I just hit tab to go between session view, and I feel like in session view, it's easier to control just do a really quick mix of everything. I'm not really trying to make a perfect mix. I'm just trying to make a resource that's helpful for musicians. So yeah, leave a comment as an instrumentalist. What do you like to hear in your practice tracks? Do you like full band? Do you like strip things? Do you like certain instruments louder than others when you're playing a practice track for another one? So let me know. That's it.